Okay, here's the deal. So, you might have noticed that I had paused my video creation on YouTube, except for the live streams, because I was reevaluating how I was doing YouTube and how I was putting myself out there. And I realize now that I was probably just overthinking it. I'm going to change how I move forward and put myself out there. You're going to see a lot more of me, and you're going to see a lot more of me that is not so curated. It's not so perfect. It's not so edited. And here I am in my living room with family room here. The lighting isn't great. You might hear a child on the iPad over there. I'm holding a baby in my lap who's waking up from a nap. As soon as my husband gets done, he just got home from the gym. As soon as he gets done, before we have lunch, I want to go and I want to work a little bit on my business. It's a Saturday, but it's a Thanksgiving weekend here, so didn't work. I didn't work Wednesday afternoon. I didn't work Thursday. I didn't work Friday. My parents are coming over for lunch before they leave to fly back home, so I am trying to take a little bit of an advantage here of some quiet time where I can go do a little bit of work. A lot of running a business, and this is something I had to learn the hard way because no one told me this, was that a lot of running a business is marketing, it is sales, it is branding, it is putting myself out there as somebody who is an expert in my field. I've been doing this for I've been working in the space sector for 20 years, and I've been running a business now for almost 8 years. So I am completely capable of doing all of the very difficult space analyses and insights, but my job right now is actually to get business for my team. And that is a mentality switch that I have just made recently. And in order to show you how all this works, I'm going to do more of lifestyle vlogging kind of content coming here at the end of 2023 and into 2024. I work right here on this couch in this family room surrounded by children. I only have one child in here over there right now and a baby in my lap. I have 5 children. So this is just how I operate. And I think a lot of people just don't understand what that even looks like because one, most people don't have 5 children. And two, most people don't work from home, or at least a large percentage of people who work from home aren't usually working from their living rooms, or maybe they are and that's just hidden, right? 2023 has really been my opportunity to experiment, I guess, with social media content, especially video here on YouTube. And that's another thing is I'm going to try to make more shorts and post them elsewhere. But I didn't even have an Instagram until 2023. I didn't have a YouTube, until 2023. So this past year has just been really a lot of experimentation. And you can let me know in the comments what you think works, what you think doesn't work, where you think I should go and expand, what kind of content that you'd like to see. If you have any questions, I want to do a whole lot more question and answer sessions. So if you have any questions about what it's like to work in the space industry, I don't know what my daughter, my 3-year-old's over there, what it's like to work in the space industry, what it's like to run a space business, what it's like to be a space consultant, what it's like to be a mom of 5 kids. And I just want you to understand that I'm a whole human being. Astrolytical is one of these types of companies that is also evolving as I am evolving, and it's going to be a lot more content, a lot more analyses and insights on moon, cislunar, space stations, especially commercial space stations and commercial LEO destinations, and some of those really up and coming things that I personally get excited about. After he gets back and he can take the baby, I'm then going to be free to type with both hands. And I want to show you a little bit more about the planning that goes into what content Astrolytical is going to focus on. And this is the outward content. This is not necessarily the business that we do for our clients. I guess the general theme that Astrolytical is emerging space, especially emerging space within the US, but also a global look at emerging space. And I just get excited about that. So that is something that I want to show you more of, is what it is that I do to figure out the direction of my company. All right, I have a few minutes here before my parents come over for lunch, and I just want to get a little bit done. So I have this document that I started on Wednesday morning before Thanksgiving. What I've been doing, experimenting a little bit with this year, is taking certain themes and really breaking it down for the audience. So really understanding what does the audience care about that my company, that me and anyone else in my team are qualified to talk about, to really help the audience understand. I only just started doing the live streams here on YouTube on Fridays, maybe 4 weeks ago. So I've been structuring the live streams around a certain topic. And then previously, earlier in the year, I had been doing these infographics, which you can see on the Astronautical website. And I hadn't really connected the two. So now it flows together seamlessly. I have a topic, I create the infographic for it, and then I also talk about that subject on the Friday live streams, and then I turn that content into the bulk of the Astronautical newsletter, which goes out Monday morning. And then on Monday, I post about that newsletter, post about that topic on social media accounts, on LinkedIn, on X, and on Facebook. And so it really is pretty seamless now how I'm able to take one theme, one topic, and really create a lot of content around that topic for the benefit of the Astronautical audience and my own audience. Here are some topics which I have indicated that I want to put together as a informational burst. I don't know what else to call them. An infographic plus a live stream plus a newsletter theme. And the newsletter has extra information, but it creates the bulk of the newsletter. My marketing person who is doing the redesign of our websites, she is telling me that I should probably put it on the website somewhere as well, maybe next to the blog, which we've already been running a blog this entire year with my writers. So the most recent infographic was this one here, the Lunar Position, Navigation, and Timing infographic, which got so much response. People loved this infographic. Previous ones I've done earlier in the year, which this one here needs to be revisited. This is commercial lunar landers and rovers. That one was created, I believe, in the summer, so it is now outdated, so it probably needs to be redone. I did one on astronaut ages, on the Artemis 2 date evolution, because it's definitely gonna slip past 2023. I did one on the human landing system timeline, contracts timeline, taking a look at when the initial proposals were due and when SpaceX got the award, and then all the lawsuits and protests, and then when Blue Origin was awarded that second contract. And then I did one on lunar terrain vehicle concepts, which I will update when they finally actually put out that information. It's been delayed 4 months, don't know why, but you can just get an idea. And this is the old website, so this website is also in the process of being redesigned right now. It's in the final stages, so you can get an idea of what has been done. So this is something I wrote up right before Thanksgiving, where I was just sort of brainstorming what topics I wanted to cover based on the fact that I want to transition Astronautical to be more focused on lunar, cislunar, and space stations. And of course, I'm going to have other topics there as well. And so I'm not done with this list. I didn't get time to finish it. My parents were coming in town. I had to get ready for Thanksgiving. So this is just brainstorming. And I'm not worried about anyone like scooping this information. If I've got any competitors watching or something, if you want to go ahead and steal this idea, any of these ideas, just tag me and I'll actually promote it, because I don't actually care who does this. I just want this information out there because I feel like the information, breaking it down, will benefit the entire space community and people who are space interested. I have a lot of ideas on lunar. Already did the lunar terrain vehicles, but need to be updated. Already did the PNT. I started to do communications. That is unwieldy. It's a very difficult one. There's a lot. Pretty much any satellite in cislunar space or going to be in lunar orbit is going to be doing communications. So I don't know about that one, but just wanted to write down, brainstorm, and then refine the ideas later. For those of you who don't know acronyms, CLPS is Commercial Lunar Payload Services. So and CLD is Commercial LEO Destinations. PAM is Private Astronaut Missions, and I hope you know what ISS is, International Space Station. DSN is Deep Space Network. I've been talking for a while now about how ISS is probably going to be renewed a little bit longer past 2030, which is the current target of deorbiting, simply because there probably won't be a commercial space station that is operational and ready to take on NASA astronauts and NASA research prior to the 2030 actually 2028, because they want a 2-year overlap. So, we just don't know how this is going to work out, but we know human spaceflight is incredibly expensive. We know space stations are incredibly expensive, and we don't really know when these commercial LEO destinations are going to come on board. So actually, there's going to be a new CLD contract, which I think was delayed. So there was an unfunded NASA Space Desk Agreement contracts earlier this year. But there's going to be another funded contracts, or there will be more funded contracts coming up on the pipeline. What else on the lunar side? I just feel like there needs to be more. And, partners, international partners, and not just Artemis, but the Chinese one, IILS, I think it is, ILRS. I want to highlight that. I want to highlight that this is an international partnership, because sometimes it's just focused too much on the commercial side, and I want to highlight the diplomacy side as well, the international relations. I think that's just absolutely crucial to the success of Artemis. So I'm going to keep thinking about this. I'm going to keep brainstorming, and then come the new year, I'm going to have a schedule in place. But as much as I want a schedule, I also want to have some flexibility in that schedule for current events. So, for example, I posted 2 weeks ago about SpaceX's Starship right before the Starship test flight. And that kind of relevance to current events, I think, is absolutely essential for the audience to understand why I'm talking about certain things. By the way, if you have any theme ideas, comment below, because I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Yeah, more of these kinds of unfiltered conversations with you. Also, I'm not great on camera. I'm not great at talking to the camera. So that is also something I want to practice to get more of a comfort level with the camera, so I'm not so awkward. And that's just going to take time. I'm also planning some fairly big changes in 2024, hoping to do a move this year. I've been saying this for 2 years, but really hoping that, one, interest rates come down, two, that we are able to save up enough money, and three, that the inventory, the housing inventory, pops a little bit more so that I can find what it is I'm looking for, so we can finally move back to Florida. I'm almost afraid to say it. I'm just so afraid to say it, because I've been wanting this for a little while now. It's been 7.5 years since we moved out of Florida, and I have been ready to move back. And I want to make that happen in 2024. Also, let me know if you have any questions. So I want to do more question answers. I think a lot of you have a lot of questions. I know a lot of you have a lot of questions. I have a lot of conversations with you about all kinds of topics, ranging from space careers to the space industry, to being a working mother. And so if you have any questions, please ask them here in the comments, or reach out to me through email, direct message, on social media, however you want to reach out. And I'm happy to answer the questions both privately and here on video.